The first time I ever had to blog, it was for high school. We had this experiment with a discussion board, and it was involved on a blog for my American Culture Studies class. I mean, I started it 3 years ago, unbelievable as it is. I've been a blogger for 3 years, which is crazy. Originally, I wanted it to be a magazine, but I couldn't really get the support, and I mean, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself anyway, don't you? So I figured I should just be the one in charge of the whole process. And I knew nothing about technology. Using Blogger seemed like the easiest thing since it was Google, and I love Google. I just really liked how easy it seemed in the beginning, and over the years I've really gotten carried away with it. It's transportive. It's the ultimate escape. When I'm in the blogosphere, I feel like I'm away from reality, but at the same time I can really express myself in a different way than I can in the real world, so to speak. So when I started on my blog, most of my posts were about advertising and things that got me mad. It was largely ranting. I called it first response. It was supposed to be the first response in that it was the first response. It was a woman's response to the things that are thrown at her. That's what I wanted my blog to be based on, because it was real. It was the emotions that I ranted about were unfiltered. And I'm learning every post. I feel like I learn a little bit about myself. And I started getting into fashion in my blog when I was living with 7 girls in what we called the dream suite. All of the suite was really into my blog. They would all look at it and give me feedback and stuff. When I did my first outfit post that somebody commented on, because I did a bunch of them and nobody really said anything, but when I got my first comment and it was like, I love that outfit, I felt like so rewarded. I felt appreciated. I felt like these people can take inspiration from me, and I could take inspiration from them, and it was just great. And I've been doing it ever since, and it feels great. I mean, a lot of my blog has become fashion now because it's such a passion of mine. But I'm still true to my roots, and I'm always eclectic. Never boring, I like to think. So I look at my blog as a little bit of everything. And I changed the name because it was starting to get annoying to be associated with a pregnancy test. And I kind of figured it would be. And my nickname has been Charles for a while now. So, and it's also my blogger pen name, I guess you could say. It just clicked. Charles, be good. That's it. Because the more links you get for your blog, the more traffic you're going to get. When people see your blog links on other sites, they'll go to it more. And that's really when I started to get a lot more traffic. I started going to blogs all the time during the week, leaving my address, saying I would follow them, and I was a fan, and you should check out my blog. I would really appreciate that. And that's really when I started to get a lot of followers. I mean, there was a time a few months ago where it just seemed like I was having a new follower almost every week, and it was great. Today I have over 11,000 views over the past 3 years, of course, but really most of them are from this past year alone, when I really started getting a lot of people going to my blog, commenting, stopping by, and I have 45 followers. And you know what? It's not the biggest number, but it feels great because I started from 0, and you know, I'm still really new at this even though it's been 3 years. So I really think it's only going to get better, and I want to expand it in whichever way I can, but at the same time, I don't accept ads from people. I don't want to accept gifts from companies and fashion houses and have names of companies on the side of my blog to pay for things. I don't really think I would feel right about that, because I don't really want to get paid for my blog. It's a hobby. It's not a career. I look at it as something that's an outlet for my creativity, for things I love, things I can just say that I don't want to say in my journal or my diary, because they're things in that moment. They're not things that I want to remember in 10 years necessarily all the time. Sometimes they're just, this is what I'm feeling right now, and I'm just going to say it. Sometimes they're just like, I just saw a commercial. What's up with that? Sometimes they're just like, I really want this bag. It's so cool. It's just, it's a lot more Twittery, Facebooky technology right now. And it's like, it's very much instant gratification to do my blog, because I can see it right away. I can delete it whenever I want. I can respond to comments. It's great. I love it. I'm really lucky to be in this time where I can have this sort of freedom and write this much, post this much, just go on the internet and discover this much. I really hope to have 100 followers eventually. That's like a goal now. I'm in a new era of my blog in that it's more focused on who I am and the multiple sides of me, rather than just my abstract responses and reactions to things. By calling it Charles Be Good, by putting my name on it, even though it's not my birth name, the name on my legal documents, it's who I identify with. It's another identity. It's my alter ego, if you will. And I feel so much more a part of it than I ever did. And I think that's what people are responding to and what's bringing more people, because there's a sincerity that I try and always keep in mind. There's a genuineness that I try and project. There are things I say in it that are really personal, but I feel completely comfortable saying them because I have such a nice support group in other bloggers and followers and people that comment on my blog from places all around the world. The types of posts that people seem to like the most are the fashion posts, my personal style. So I try and give the people what they want. I do about 2 or 3 outfit posts a week. I talk about the books I read in some posts. I talk about the movies I watch. I talk about things that have been inspirational to me. I post poetry once in a while, sometimes even my own poetry. For the future of my blog and me as a blogger, I would like a few things to happen. I really love to get up to 100 followers. That's definitely a goal that I keep in the back of my mind when I'm looking at my followers every once in a while, seeing who else joins the brigade of followers. And I'm almost at 50. Okay, maybe it's a little bit wishful thinking, but once I get 50, the next step will be 100. And now that I have a couple of awards under my belt, I'd love to get more awards from different blogs, and just that recognition of fandom and that people like what I'm doing and they appreciate it. I see a lot of bloggers getting featured in magazines and stuff. I know I shouldn't, but I do dream of that happening to me one day too. I mean, it seems really out there right now. Like, who am I, you know? I'm just a 22-year-old girl. To have some kind of feature, to have some kind of photo shoot from another blog or feature on another blog or in a magazine. I guess that's what it is, isn't it? The media is my enemy sometimes, but when it comes down to it, I really just want it to like me, don't I? That's what I want. It is what I want.